Oh, Jesus. You might want to stop. Just a sec. Sorry, everyone. Sean forgot to check a setting. Sorry about that.
You have to flip it the other way.
Oh my gosh, this YouTube is so... We'll have to edit all that out. Oh my gosh, this is so funny. Okay. Our apologies.
Hi, Tamitha.
Hi, Tamitha. This guy here doesn't know to make sure we're on Wi-Fi. Because if we're not on Wi-Fi, it's a horrible broadcast.
It is.
It is. So we'll edit that out because that was a little rocky in the beginning. But now we're live. Hey guys. Hey everyone. Hey Melody. Hello everyone.
Hello.
So we don't normally do a... hi Jennifer. We don't normally do lives on Sunday.
This is true.
Why are we doing a live on Sunday? Hey Lori.
Hey Lori. We got a... hi Glenda. We got a special package.
Yes, we did. So
we thought it would be best to do it today than try to do it any other day.
Well, here's the deal is Monday, I have a Make It Now coming tomorrow, which I'm really excited about. And so that was already planned. And I'm pretty sure my Cricut Bright Pad's coming in the next few days. So Wednesday, I wanted to show that off. But here's the deal is many of you might already know Christopher Allen. He owns a company called Brutus Monroe. He is in the comments. We have been friends since the beginning of when Cricut Explorer came out. We hit a rough patch. I blame that on you. And it was Sean's fault. And, you know, we've reconciled. And we're, you know, you got to grow and move and love and all that stuff. So, I asked for him to send me a package of some of his goods that I could show on my show. And I think he sent me the entire store.
He may have. I don't know.
I have no idea. But... here's the deal, is I've been using his products in a lot of live video, like his masking. He has some great embossing powders and stuff. And I wanted to share them all with you and kind of tell you guys also that right now, I've given you the links down below in the description. But he's also been gracious enough to unlock a 15% discount for all of our followers.
Thanks, Christopher.
So all we have to use is KK15 and you'll get 15% off the entire store.
Nice.
That's huge.
That's very huge.
That is huge. So
what a nice guy.
If there's anything in here you like, if you have questions, he's live. Vitigal, oh, okay. I thought she was saying something. Oh, sorry. So if there's questions you have, he's here and everything. And, you know, I love it. So we're going to show you. This is kind of the box. This was one of the first stamps I used. This was his original butterfly set. And it's really cute. You have butterflies, but some really good sentiments. But I wanted to show you that because that's kind of what got me hooked. And kind of dive in here. Now, do you know what started... let's first see if Sean can know this. How did Brutus Monroe start off?
I think...
pop quiz.
I think with stamps. No.
Of course it started off with stamps, but do you remember how it all came about?
He came into a group that you were in. I don't know which one it was, and you guys kind of hit it off and went from there. As far as I can remember, I don't know. But his name, yes.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, you're killing me. So here's the deal. It started off, it started off as a stamp club. He was on Patreon. And he created a first stamp. Do you remember? It said thank you. And you could put little icons in the O of you. So you could put like a little dog bone and stuff in there and customize it.
Yeah, I remember that one.
And so that stamp came out. He started releasing other stamps. And then he found out on the market there wasn't a lot out there that he was reaching for. So he released his own ink line, which at the time was called chalk ink. This is what they look like. So some of you might have seen these out and about. These are his set I have. So they're the Brutus Monroe chalk ink, and these are the little mini cubes I prefer. They've since been rebranded to Surface Ink, which we will talk about in just a second. And it basically kind of exploded. And now he has a full-fledged site. There's tons of different categories. I'll show you some of my favorite things. But he has sent me, we're going to dive right in because this is going to take a while. Because he sent me a lot, and I'm very thankful. This was kind of cool what he sent. This is a swatch card, Sean. Do you know what a swatch card is?
I do.
What is it?
It's a card that will have, you kind of have it for your stickles up there too as well, where you can, like on this, it looks like you can stamp each pot so you know exactly what color it's going to look like.
Which was really nice because he sent it on a hard cardstock. Normally I go online and I print them off, but this is really nice to have there. We're, I guess, going to dive right in. There's a lot of stuff. This is probably one of my favorite products I'm using. Here, I'll give this to you and you can hold stuff up. That's his masking paper. His masking paper is amazing. I've been using it to mask my stamps when I color the background. One thing about his masking paper, I'll tell you a little story. It was the first time I was using it, and so I texted him, and I was like, I'm using your masking paper, and he was like, cool. Well, I put a lot of ink over this masking paper. A ton on this background, and it was a dog card. I think I've given it away since.
Yes, you did.
But I put a lot of ink on it, and then I dried it. I heat set it. And so I'm like, afterwards I was thinking, oh crap, I just heat set the ink onto this masking paper, and I ripped it off, and the whole thing ripped. And I thought I ripped down the paper. I gave myself a heart attack. But all I did was take a pokey tool and slowly go over it, and it peeled right off. I was shocked. Wow, so then I emailed him, and I was like, this is what happened. And he said, same thing happened to me. And I was thinking, oh my gosh, my masking papers ruined me. I hate it. And then it did the same thing to him. He peeled away. This stuff is great. I've used Post-it notes. I've used other things. I'm really happy with the masking paper. So if you guys do a lot of stamping, this stuff's really good. He sent me a postcard with a little love note. Can't keep his hands off me. And then we got all-purpose glue.
Oh, yes. Gotta love glue.
Which I love. I love glue out of this and stuff, and putting it on my mess mat and sticking it in. Alright, so these are a thing of his that I've actually used probably in the past few months.
So
these are his embossing powders. But his embossing powders don't have wax in them. They're wax-free. These embossing powders are, I'll show you here.
There might be a little glare, but you can see the color.
This is like the white embossing powder. Look at that.
Yeah, that's the
white. Well, that's gilded, so that's gold. Gold, right? And it shows up like, so that's the white. And it shows up real brilliant. And it doesn't, that's the alabaster. That's the one I just used on this card. And they're awesome when it comes, like, as soon as you, what I love about it is it's very powdery, but as soon as you hit it with your heat gun, you can literally see it melt before your eyes. Mm-hmm. So that's sterling, that's silver. So he has gilded, which is gold, sterling, which is silver, alabaster, which is white. He has raven. So I use the raven a lot. So what I use the raven for is if I have a stamp that I know I'm going to color, especially with re-inkers or something that might be thick, and I don't want it to seep out of the edges, I'll emboss it with this. Mm-hmm. It almost makes a coloring page and kind of gives you a little bit of a border to when you're coloring, it doesn't seep out. Cool. You're like, cool, I'm moving on to my penny.
This is a pretty cool color, too.
That's copper, I think. Well, penny.
Yeah,
penny is a copper, right?
They used to be copper, now they're zinc, but yeah.
Yeah. So, and then the last one's icicle, which...
Did you show this one yet?
Yeah, that's raven.
Yeah, black.
This one's icicle. Now, the icicle dries clear, but it has a little bit of an icicle tinge to it. So I guess, I don't want to say sparkly. So, it's clear, but I saw a little bit in there.
How would you call it there, Christopher? How would you describe it?
Okay, so those are his embossing powders, which I love. Remember, I've given you all the links down below. I've given you the link to his main site, which will just take you to a site, but I've kind of broken down what I'm talking about. Stamps, and then inks, and then tools and supplies. Do not forget to use KK15 to get 15% off. Now, this collection is...
This is actually pretty cool.
Was one of my favorite things I saw on his site. Now, this collection, I only asked for Seattle, but he gave me all of it, which I'm kind of excited for. So, first of all, what you need to do is show this. All right. So this is a die, which is a snow globe die. Mm-hmm. But what's cool, which is very important because, you know, you're going to need it. But look at this for people that live in these cities. This is so cool. Well, yeah. And
like them apples.
Yeah. Well, and what's great is each one of these come with the sentiment, sending love from and missing you. So how cool is that if you're in one of these cities and you send that, or if that's where you live and someone came and visited you? Now, I don't know any of these major icons. Let's see if you can guess them. Chicago. Why are you doing it as a reveal? Like we're waiting a couple seconds. Are we building anticipation?
No. Well, you can see the Sears building in the background.
I don't know if it's going to be the Sears building much longer.
Yeah, probably not.
That's so sad.
Yeah. The Windy City.
That's sad, though, isn't it? Sears is going to probably go away.
Yeah.
Sunday's a coffee day.
San Francisco. Of course, you got the... what do they call that building?
I don't know. If you're gonna take,
that's the transparent.
Okay, if you're gonna take this long to show off things, this is gonna be a 3-hour live video.
The Will is
hey,
now.
Do you know that?
What?
If it takes you this long to show off things, it's gonna be a 3-hour video.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
I mean, look at how much stuff we have to show.
Sorry.
I'm just saying, you can show people, but it's gonna be long if we do it this way.
If you're going to San Francisco, be sure to wear
Oh my
ribbons in your
gosh,
hair.
I can't handle you right now.
And from his somewhat hometown.
Are we seriously gonna have a commentary?
No.
I can't. I can't handle you
Steel
right now.
Town.
I can't. I'm just gonna go take a break and let him do this.
From our wonderful.
You have got to be quicker. I'm bored. I am bored out of my mind.
Mount Rainier in the background.
This is being taken away from you.
New York, New York.
He is not doing this anymore. Oh. I can't handle this.
Lost wages.
Oh my god.
And then last but not least, the capital.
Last but not least, that was like a 5-minute to watch 5 stamps.
Sorry.
Oh my gosh. These are awesome. What I love about this is, obviously it has the snow, but there's a lot to color. So let's look at this one right here up close. Look at how much color is in that you can color. I really, really like this. Okay, they all like the way you did it, Sean, so I take everything back that I said. This was a cute little set. It's called the Monroe Collection. I love this set. I think these little kiddos are so cute. Look at them. Aren't they cute?
Oh, they're very neat.
Yeah.
8 a.m. in the morning.
Look at that on the little suitcases.
Look at that.
That's so cute. Love suitcase and love. That's from a different one. So this is from the guy that designed those, which are the snow globes, also designed that. And I just love that stamp set. For Halloween, how fun is that set going to be? That set is called, they're on the back, I think. Or maybe this one's on the front. It's Mummy, I think. Mummy Collection, or I don't know. This one doesn't have the name. The other ones do. So I love this one. And look at the Mummy, and he's trying to get a little bit of coffee. Smile and spooky selfie. So this is a good point. So some of you might ask. So Christopher Allen obviously is an illustrator and does a lot of stamps himself.
That's a phone with a selfie stick.
Oh, it's a selfie stick. Oh, I gotcha. But he's invited other designers to kind of show off their talent and do other collections. And that's one of those collections. That's the Chuck Carson, which if you go to look at his stuff on his website, it's very cool. So there's this one, which I really liked. So these here are part of his I think they're 2x3. And these actually I use a lot when I have the other sets, was because they're perfect for a card, a real quick card. And they're just usually a small icon and a little sentiment. So this one here is a little camera and it says picture perfect. So these I do believe, and I could be wrong, and Christopher might correct me, I think these are the Stamp Club stamps. So they're exclusive to the people that get them, and then he releases them later on.
Oh, okay.
So like this one's a balloon animal, happy birthday to you. Do not worry about it, be happy, do not worry, get it? I love this one, happy summer. So much you could do with that. This one is for kind of a Halloween little monster. This reminds me of, do you remember that movie that had Fred Savage and he had like a monster with him? Do you remember that? Wasn't it called Little Monster or something like that?
Monsters.
I love this one. Merry selfie with the Christmas tree. So a little mom's bunch. So you can see when he releases them to his site, they're for special occasions. This one is gonna take a while because this one's it. This is it. All right, these ones I'm obsessed with, Sean. So these are. This one is called Tall Blooms, and so imagine doing that on the side of the card. How cool would that be? So you have this tall bloom, and then you have, you know, you could color that.
Yeah.
Be right back. Can you keep showing those off?
All right. Very cool. So we have a dog that just must have attention. That was kind of cool. It has all little things about the barber shop or whatever. Kind of almost would work really well with a male card or a masculine card. Very cool. Hair dryer, shaving, razor blade, the whole kit. Very cool. Oh my goodness.
Those are my favorite ones.
Holy crap.
Look at that. That's a huge stackable hamburger. Look at that. Little cheeseburger.
Cheeseburger.
How fun is that going to be to color? I love this.
And here's
that's
really
perfect
cool.
for right
1, 2,
now.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Maybe 9 or 10 scoops of ice cream.
Mm-hmm. That's so cool. What does the sentiment say? Let me see.
Let's see. My head says go to the gym.
Oh my gosh. My head says go to the gym. My heart says eat more ice cream.
There you go.
It's so funny.
And last but not least,
that's going to be perfect for Christmas card.
For Christmas. Look at all those stacked up presents there.
So Timber has a question about can you use these with, or how do you use them? I have the Misty that these will fit into, so I will probably use them with the Misty, but they do make, I have this size right here. So for example, this is a 2 by 6.5 block that you could use them with. So they do make blocks that size to easily stamp and color. I will probably use them with the Misty, especially on the present one, because when I make this on a Christmas card, each day is a gift, open it, celebrate, and enjoy. I'm probably going to be making multiple of these, so once I get it positioned in that Misty, I can quickly
do multiple.
Yeah, exactly. So I really do like these ones because they, you could use those with shaker cards on the sides, do a shaker in the middle. You could do all sorts of stuff. This is probably the standard size of stamps, and he sent me a lot of these. But these are going to be your 4 by 6s, I think. Yeah, that looks about 4 by, maybe a little bit. But like this one here, I'll let you do it. That one is called the Snap, which is camera. I love the sentiments. So Timber, I do have a Misty. I didn't put it on this video, but I can reply to you here, or you can get on Facebook. You can either, I mean, if you want to wait for the link, I can do that, or you can get it on Amazon. You can also get it at mysweetpetunia.com.
Yep.
So this one here is called the Home Sweet Home. Isn't that fun? Imagine how much you could have fun with this one. I love this one. So this one, look at it. Okay, so what I love about this one is if you can see, it's a progression stamp. You have the 2 kids falling in love, or adults. Then you have them expecting a child and then welcoming their child. How fun is that? And then the sentiments go well with it. You have save the date, just married, welcome baby, welcome to the family, congrats on your engagement. Isn't that a great idea? So you have this progression stamp, and then everything to go with it. So it's not just
nicely well done.
Yeah.
You thought out.
This is going to be a lot of fun to color. It's a conservatory of quotes. So you have this, which is the flowers, but look at all the sentiments you get with this. So some of the sentiments you're going to get with this, it is important to remember that we all have magic inside of us. Difficult roads often lead to beautiful destinations. So what a great just because stamp.
Very neat.
Ooh, wee wee.
Ah,
wee wee. Petty. I've never been to Paris, but I know the Eiffel Tower, but what are the rest of those buildings? Oh wait, I think I know that.
Well, this one is the Arc de Triomphe. It's in the center. It's got all
They have an arc named after Trump?
Not Trump. Trump.
Oh, Trump.
Yeah, bicycle. Because everybody rides a bicycle over there. Bonjour.
Bonjour.
If you go to Paris, everybody should say bonjour. Notre Dame. Yeah, Notre Dame is the other one.
What else would you say in Paris?
Some people say hello.
You need to stop hitting the counter.
I know, sorry.
Because it shakes everyone.
Sorry.
Okay, so this one is birthday badges, which is perfect because look at it's got over here. You have all of your sentiments.
What does it say? What does it say? Oh, it's a curlicue?
Mm-hmm. Birthday sentiments. Isn't that fun?
Fun.
I love this one. This is Lucky Star. It's a basically has a ton of astronauts, space, And it's not overly cutie, which I really appreciate. A lot of times when you get astronaut sets or alien sets, they always put an alien. It's very cute, which I love that style. I do love the cutie style. But this is more of kind of an artistic, grungy astronaut look, which I really like. So sometimes, you know, you want the cutie card, but sometimes when you're making a masculine card, which masculine stamps are hard to find, it's nice to have something like this that's an astronaut set, and it's not... It still looks nice, but it's not that cutesy cartoon character look. I am a huge fan of just sentiment stamps, and this one is called Be Brave. So you have Be Brave, Hey There, Hello Sunshine, Life is Art. So this would be great for shaker cards, I think. I loved this set. It's the birthday bear, and look at this bear. He reminds me of that, wasn't there a bear called Spirited Away? It was a movie. Like a... And that's what it reminds me of, is that little guy in there. But look at that with the balloons. You have just some really cute sets in there.
A rabbit with a present.
It's not a rabbit. Oh, that rabbit. Oh, okay.
Not a rabbit.
Break the Rules. Another great set. So happy birthday. Break the Rules. Life is a song. Sing it. Life, a good story. So, big sentiment. Now, you guys also saw my butterfly stamp that I've gotten before. He did a butterfly 2.0, which gives you more butterflies and sentiment. And what's great is there is a die. Most of his stamp sets, a lot of his stamp sets come with dies. So you can cut around these and stuff. Okay. And this one has small sentiments, which are nice. So a lot of times, obviously, you want big sentiments for your cards. But sometimes when you have a beautiful card, you don't want the sentiment to overpower it. So I really appreciate that. I love this set. So this set is actually based on his dogs. So he drew up, there you go.
There's Brutus Monroe.
So you have dogs, you have the dog house, rough day, the dog food. I love this set when it came out. And I want to say it came out around last October maybe. And it was one of my favorite sets, which then was coupled with this one. This is by far one of the best sets that I loved when I opened it up. This one is called Rockstar Pet. You have a dog listening to music, then you have this cat down here with the glasses on it, but the sentiments are where it's at for me. Dogs have owners, cats have staff. I love that. I like my catnip organic. I think that's so funny. Because everyone wants organic. Be unique, enjoy the music. It's just a really fun stamp. This is another great one, Shine Bright. So he has the items to have the electrical cord, I guess, hanging down for the lamp. You have all these different lamps, so we can kind of hold them this way for you. But we also have this to put around the light bulb, which I really love. And there's only 2 sentiments. You light up my day and it's your day to shine. I just love these sets just because I think there's so much you can do with so many different color mediums. Yeah. This is perfect for right now. This is Summer Essentials. So you have your barbecue, you have ice cream, you have the Listerine glass sunglasses, suitcase, the steak, a Frappuccino, which that's not just summer for me. I'll drink that all year long. This one, more sentiment. I'm all about sentiments. This one's just rock on. So get lost, rock on, never give it away. What does that say up there? I can't read it backwards. Cheers, follow your dreams.
That's all forwards.
Well, but there's a shine, Sean. Do you see that shine?
Move the shine.
And then, you know me and sentiments. Love more sentiments.
More sentiments. Beautiful party.
I love this one. Small steps every day. Let's party. The possibilities are endless. How great of a sentiment. Small steps every day. If you have someone in life that maybe is on a diet or going through something and they're trying to get past something, and setting them a card that says small steps every day. I think that's great. And then this Christmas, I really like because it's very, very, very organic looking to me with all of the curly cues. Look at this one here, which is a Christmas ball ornament that actually says Merry Christmas and Happy New Year, but it all fits within that ball. You got your snowflakes and everything. So there was those he sent me, which is very exciting. But he also has, and I didn't know he had this background stamps, which this one, oh my gosh, look at that background stamp. Now, if there's one thing you guys may or may not know, when Christopher, even before he had a company, he would design, of course, a YouTube channel, and he has a thing for square cards. He likes the, usually...
6x6?
well, or 5x5 mostly, cards. And so he's creating, so that's kind of a hard stamp to find, is a square background stamp. So a lot of times what you'll do is you'll see a background stamp that is your typical card size, A2 card size or what have it.
Right.
So you have to mimic it on this side, but he's actually kind of created this to where he knows that he likes that 5x5 side, and this one's awesome. This would be so cool if you used the right ink and foiled it. How cool would that look?
Very cool.
Yeah. So you have scratch background, which I just love.
What is that?
Scratch.
Oh, okay.
It's like a scratch background. Do you know I've not been big on square cards? Not that I don't like them, I just always forget by the time I've designed my card. But I want to get into it now. I will with all this watercolor background. How fun is that?
Neat.
Yeah. So the good thing too about my code, everyone, is the code, I asked for when does it expire, and it doesn't. So make sure to make a list, and if you can't get everything, you can
use it later.
Yeah. So these here are very unique in the fact, let me show you these. At first I didn't get them, but now I totally get them.
Oh.
These are clickable stamps in Christopher's handwriting. So you have all of these, right? But what you can do is they're held on, and you can click them to make any sentiment you want. So they have this click, see over here, and then this side you have this. So they literally just click together, and you can form something. So let's do this really quick. Let's see. There's that. And you have an uppercase and a lowercase, so you have everything you would need. I thought you did.
They're all uppercase.
Well, they look like uppercase and lowercase, is what I'm saying. Is this his handwriting looks, in my opinion, at times like uppercase, lowercase. So you don't have to worry about S-E-A-N. So we have everything here. And you can go, what's cool.
That's nice you have doubles, so if you have a double name.
Well, yeah, because what happens if your name has two
N's, two D's, two F's?
See how you just find your letters. So we just found all of their letters. So now we have Sean. And now I can just go dip it in my ink. Do you want to grab some ink there real quick? Ink it up.
Personalized.
Personalized. I love this idea.
Great idea.
So they click vertically. They also click, you can do so much with this. But what I like about it is, you know, there's a lot of times that I've looked for a sentiment that I can't find. And trying to line up stamps, even on a block, can be pretty hard. And look at that. Vertically, and you can go horizontally. You can build whatever you want.
Great idea.
So it's a great idea. This is his handwriting, which I thought was very, very cool. So I will give those to you. And on this, yeah, put it back in the right order. On the same idea, he also released something called a sentiment stack, which I fell in love with right away. So these come in a big kind of brick like this, and these are general sentiments. So you have, you know, there's a lot of times that you just need just a note, good luck. They say miss you, so here they are, good luck, just a note, sorry for your loss, happy birthday, miss you, happy anniversary, create your own ending, which is what? His?
Oh, his ending?
No, not his ending, but it's what he said. It's his like tagline, create your own ending.
Yeah, create your own ending. Best
wishes, smile, hello, get well soon, and thinking of you. Once again, this is in his handwriting, so it's really cool. You just go to the one you want. So here's the whole stack. I went to the one that says smile. Oh!
Ooh.
After I throw everything around, we're going to ink it up. And I can get my paper to work with me here.
Oh, cool.
Isn't that cool? Smile.
Love it.
So you have them all stacked up. When you're done, you just go ahead and click them back together. So it doesn't take up a lot of room, but you have tons of these, and you can use this as your block. So you can just keep going down, find the one you want, stamp it, so on and so forth. So I thought this was a great idea. This is a great idea to make some notes, like real quick notes to hand out people and stuff like that. What do you think?
I love it. That is very neat.
Isn't that cool? So it's those things like that. I've never seen something like that before.
Oh,
Are you stressed out, Sean?
I'm trying to figure
You can just throw it off to the side. We can worry about it. Hey, Michelle. How are you? Okay, so for anyone that knows and watches my Make It Monday or anything, you guys all know I am obsessed with metal dies. Yep. Obsessed.
Yes, you are.
And he was kind enough to send me his version of metal dies. So he has the square metal dies. Obviously, if he knows, he likes making square cards. So we have square stitch dies. We have circle stitch dies. And we have oval stitch dies. And just yesterday, he released those new dies, mandolin dies.
Oh, that's right.
They are beautiful. I don't have them, but if you go to his site, they'll be the first thing that pops up. They are selling quick, and they're very intricate. Mm-hmm. They're beautiful dies.
Nice.
You are way worried about this, and you're losing connection with people. Thank you. Everyone wants to know what you're doing because you're so obsessed, and I can worry about that later. Yes, stencils. Did you know that?
Hmm?
Look.
Stencils? Really nice.
Go and show off the stencils.
All right, first one. That's a neat one.
Which one was that called?
Oh, I didn't see the name of it.
Folk Wave.
Folk Wave.
I've been big time in stencils because we got the Nouveau Mousse, and
you did a thing with those.
Yeah, and the spray. So I'm excited to use these.
Polka. Let's do the polka. Stars. And this one's called Tile. That's kind of a neat looking one. Pugsley. And
how cool.
Downpour. That is really cool looking. Look at that.
That is so cool.
I like that one.
That Downpour one's awesome.
Awesome one.
He also has paper packs. So this one is the Tangled Elements. And the reason I like this is it's black and white. So you could use this. You could use this to color in like normal. You could end up using it for your backgrounds. Tons of different stuff. Who are we waving at?
Debbie's.
Hi,
and
Debbie.
Good morning, Debbie.
Look at this. Look how fun that will be for...
Man.
Like, look at all these different patterns you're going to get in there.
Amazing. With the stencils, with rounded corners, you can line them up. I didn't quite catch that all there,
What
Christopher.
was the stencils? Let me see. You said something about with the rounded corners.
Say that again, Christopher. It went away too fast. Well, you can foil them, too. Can you foil the paper?
Well, if it's toner elements, I don't know. Yeah. Can I see it really quick again? Some of them you can.
They have etching.
So this is my question on that. I noticed that. So on your stencils, you have the stencil, but then there's some with etching on it. What is the etching purpose? All paper is foilable. So you'd be able... How beautiful for this. How absolutely beautiful to foil this. I'm so excited.
Yes, you can.
So the stencil, that is a good question because I'm sure other people are going to... You line them up and stencil like big paws. Oh, I gotcha. You can line them up and stencil on big pages. So that way, that's a great idea.
Nice idea.
Oh, so you can line them up. That's what these are for. So if you guys notice this on his stencils, they have the punched out parts, but there's these top parts that I thought was like, oh, what is that? So it's to line up. So this way you're not coloring over your stencils. That's a great idea.
Perfect.
It makes now more sense. This is called Mixed Elements Paper Pad. And it's, wow, look at that. So the butterfly look that we all like. But once again, you can foil with it.
Boy, those pretty.
Yeah, these are gorgeous. But look, once you get in a little bit, you're going to notice, look at that.
Embossed.
Yeah, it's embossed, so you could color, you could do all sorts of stuff. This almost kind of feels like a really, really light tissue paper.
Yeah, look at that.
This is very cool. And they all match, so you're going to be able to do especially the foil. I'm obsessed with foiling. I love foiling.
He's even got a little bit of, on this one's got a little bit of burlap in the back.
Burlap?
Yeah. See?
Oh, wow.
Burlap.
So, he also has some great inks for specialty. So, this is an ink. I will tell you guys, if you guys are ever on YouTube, and just generally are watching some of your favorite YouTube creators, I see people all the time using this detail ink Raven. This ink is great, especially for those detailed images, your detailed stamps. It's permanent ink. It's, you know, so that way permanent, you can be able to color, you're going to be able to use it with different mediums, but it's for those nice details. Don't worry about that, Sean. Yeah. We can get it afterwards. For those details. So I love this. We have pigment ink. So if you want to get a nice stamp with a white element, let's say you're stamping. So instead of doing that card, which I don't know what I did with it now, but here's a good comparison if I can find it. I must have put it off to the side somewhere. Oh, there it is. So here's a good comparison. This is using a white ink on a black background where you get that look. And this is using white embossing powder. So it just gives it a different look. So if you're looking kind of for that more faint or that nice bright white.
Put them up together.
Put them up together. And then the embossing, this is the embossing ink. So for example, on this card here, in order for me to get that stamp, see that stamp there? I had to put the embossing ink on, then use his alabaster, where is that one, Sean? Right there. The alabaster powder, and then of course you're going to hit it with your heat gun. So, probably, because I'm all over the place. We will have Sean hold them up. So this is a squeaky clean rubber stamper to clean your stamps. So let me open it up here. Oh, feel that? It's like my other ones, but clean. So you have this, and there is this stuff. So you're going to be able to squeaky clean. So you can spray some in there, clean it out, and stuff. And these can be washed. So if you start seeing these change color on you, all you have to do is either run it under water, mix it with soap, all that stuff. And that's going to clean stamps. They work great for both kinds of stamps. So if you have the red rubber mounted stamps, they'll work. And you'll also have the, on your polo, clear stamps. He also has on his site, I don't have it, but I saw it. He has on his site where you can actually get a towel, and instead of spraying the squeaky clean, you can actually push it, and it will actually go onto your towel to clean the stamps, because you don't want to spray directly on the stamps. So that's a really cool idea to be able to do it that way. This is sticky glue pad. So I don't know if you guys know, but sticky glue pad, I'm going to be showing this off. Sticky glue pad is good for example, these new guys. Yep. So these are the new Nuvo gilding flakes. And you need a sticky glue for that to where it will get adhesion, but it will also then be able to rub that off. He also gave me any of the ink colors I was missing. So his ink is surface ink. Do you know why it's called surface ink, Sean?
Because it goes on the surface.
You don't know, do you?
No, I do not. Sorry. Spiced egg.
So his surface ink can be used on pretty much...
speckled egg.
Yeah, and it can be made pretty much on any surface. And it's acid-free, fade-resistant, permanent when dry, safe for use with alcohol markers, and waterproof, confirms to those standards you need. But that's why it's called surfacing, because it pretty much can go on any surface. Now, if you guys have, before he branded them with surface ink, it was called chalk ink. It's the exact same ink, it's just they changed the name. Chalk ink made it sound like it was, you know, chalk derivative and stuff. But surface ink, this tells you you can use it on every surface. There's so much. Like, some people will buy this and not know they can use it with every surface, which is huge. Now, the last thing I'll show you, because it's the last thing in the box, I told you, I think he sent me almost his entire store. These are very cool.
What are these?
These are brand new sequins that he has released.
Pretty.
Aren't these amazing?
Hope the camera can get this correctly.
Look at that. What's cool about them is when you're looking at... Here, show this straight on. It's almost a purple color. Turn it slightly, And now it's almost a gold color. How cool is that?
Man, you're going to go blue.
You could, right?
Very neat.
So this one is, those ones are called amethyst. That's marigold.
Oh,
holy, Sean likes things that sparkle.
Look at that.
Are you a sparkle guy, Sean?
I like things that are shiny.
Shiny.
Look at that.
Isn't that cool? So this one is called ginger. Gremlin. Oh my gosh, look at that. These are so cool. Unicorn. Cotton. So this is unicorn.
Trickles.
This one's cotton candy and crystal.
Oh, that's pretty.
I wonder if I have, I'm sure I do. Let me find. Those are absolutely gorgeous. So this is the Masquerade. You can dip them. It's fine. This is the Masquerade, and it's got tons of different colors. So the reason I wanted this more was to catch it if it falls on the computer. So these are, they're not very big. How big would you say that is? I mean, they're pretty tiny. It's not going to be able to focus. And it's hard for me to say. I mean, we could probably tilt the camera and show them. But when this hits, the light hits, I can't even. Don't poke yourself. You're going to hurt yourself. Look at that. That's how tiny they are. These are going to be perfect for shaker cards. It's a sequin. I have never seen a sequin like this before. And it's almost like when the light hits it, it just shimmers with gold. These are absolutely gorgeous.
Very hard to do this when it doesn't know where to focus on.
Yeah, I wish I could show you. We could probably tilt the camera. Yeah. Tilt the camera real quick just so they can see how amazing. And then I'll tilt it here. So here, I'll put more in there so you can really show them. So when it hits, they just sparkle because that light hits those sequins. I mean, that is absolutely amazing. This is a Masquerade, which has all the colors. So let's get it real close there for you. And see how it just shimmers when it hits those sequins? How cool. And it's what I like. I haven't seen anything like this. It's totally unique. Mm-hmm. Wow. So you can buy these. They actually have these in individual packs, but I believe he also sells them in a whole kit. I think that's it.
That all of it?
That's all of it? Are you insane? That was a ton.
That was a lot of stuff.
Right? So, obviously, thank you.
Thank you very much.
To Brutus Monroe and Christopher. Some cool things that I'm not sure if you guys know is he recently opened his first retail store.
An actual standalone.
It's a brick and mortar store that has all this product. He has employees there that I guess I'm sure packed up this order for us and stuff. So that's a huge accomplishment to be able to have launched his product and stuff. Cool. I do know you can find his product besides in his store, which is the link down below. You can also find his stuff on DIXIE, Simon Says Stamps, scrapbook.com. Wow. And I'm sure there's in more stores. So it's really good. You're going to be able to find this in a lot of places and do stuff with it. You, of course, now that I have all the supply, you're going to be seeing me use a lot of this stuff in my Make It Now Mondays and projects and showing it off. And he always has new releases every month. So it's so important to check out that website. Go to the website down below and sign up for his newsletter. He also has spontaneous sales. So he just had a 4th of July sale. That was a really good one. So you want to make sure you're there for that. So I have to say, it's come a long way. Maymay has them. Thank you. Maymay has his product too on her store and stuff. So amazing stuff. His ink is very vibrant. So let me show you here. For example,
what do you want?
Will you just get me I can get it here, a piece of cardstock.
Cardstock.
Because I want people to see how.
You would think there would be cardstock at your closest reach.
Well, my problem is when I'm done crafting, I want to clean up. So, look at how juicy that is. That's maple.
Tilt.
Oh, sorry.
Into the light.
So, it's, I mean, you wouldn't think when you look at this pad, let me show them this, that it's going to be that amazing. But when you use it, look at that. It's just, it's easy to use, easy to blend. Some of them are really pretty. I love this one. Cornflower.
Nice.
Isn't that beautiful? And then...
Does this ink work for embossing, someone asked?
Yes. That's aubergine. So I'll be using mine for all sorts of stuff. So, and I think, I'm not sure how often he releases new colors, but he does release new colors all the time. Another thing I will tell you is, if there's something on your site, like when he releases it and you like it, get it soon, because he orders in an initial shipment, and of course, as any business, they don't know how something is going to play out or not. So some stuff can sell out pretty quick. Those mandolin dies, I don't think are going to be around much longer. Of course, then you're on a reorder status and you have to wait for it. And nothing is worse than seeing someone go to YouTube, do something with a project, you're like, I need it now, and go to the site, and unfortunately, because it's so popular, it's sold out and you have to wait. Which is great. I mean, it's great that he's selling out, but...
It's doing really well.
Yeah. So, I encourage you definitely to try out some of his products. Try out, especially, I cannot stress enough the embossing powders, the masking tape, the stamps are all amazing. His detail ink, and you'll be surprised now that you're watching YouTube, you might see a lot more people using the Brutus Monroe product, and you'll be like, oh, I know what that is and stuff. So we'll definitely be doing this. Once again, I am going to put on my site a specific link through to his shop, and that way you can always make sure to hit that and then going. And make sure to use KK15 because I want to make sure you guys get that discount and stuff. He's been so gracious to offer that to us and stuff. So some must, in my opinion, right off the bat is these clickable stamps, and the alphabet, in my opinion, are musts. And the only reason why, when I first saw these, I didn't quite get them because I actually saw them on another site, not in his handwriting, and I was like, I don't think I'd ever use them. But there's been so many times that I've done a card and I need a word, I need a sentiment, and now you can build that word or sentiment, and it's perfectly lined up, Sean. Isn't that cool?
I mean, you can literally sit there and say, happy birthday, and then the name.
And it's lined up.
With the name.
It's so cool. And now these sequins are cool, so definitely check them out. I know, like I said, that I didn't normally do Sunday lives, but he had sent so much stuff. I want to make sure I could show everything off. And with everything coming up, I was afraid that we weren't going to be able to see that.
Nice idea.
So, plus I really, really wanted to open and start playing with it. And if I opened it, I couldn't show it off as well. So it was like, I need to show this off now so I can actually start using it and stamping it and stuff. Yes. So be on the lookout for more stuff from us. Make sure to go show the love and order from his site. And while we have him and us, does anybody have any questions before we leave on anything that we showed you here, or if how it works or anything like that? I just say the stencils, that is a brilliant idea. Now that I understand that. So I don't know if you guys saw this when we were talking about the stencils, but the stencils, the reason for the stenciling etch on there around the end is to line it up for bigger pages. And that's genius, because if you've already put all of your paint and medium down, you're not going to be able to line it up using another one because it's going to go through. But now you'll be able to, with the etch mark, line it up and move along the page.
Nice.
What a great idea. Thinking outside the box.
Yep.
Outside the box.
Outside the box.
So I'm really excited. We're going to be doing, like I said, a lot more stuff with his stuff, and it works great with other product. Just to let you know, I have made multiple cards mixing his ink with Tim Holt's ink, mixing it with Fun Stamper's Journey ink, so I've been able to blend them beautifully together. So that was one of my concerns, was when I got the chalk ink, I'm like, am I going to be able to mix it with other inks, or is that not going to be good? But it worked beautifully, so you're going to be able to do that. So it'll be perfect. And the other thing I like about it is a lot of the stamps, I won't say they're masculine, but a lot of the stamps, when I look at them, it's something I would put on a guy's card, or maybe use, just because they have a little bit more of a rougher edge, or they're not that cutesy. Nothing wrong with cutesy. I love cutesy. Believe me, I have a ton of cutesy stamps. But there are times where I'm literally going to make a card for, let's say, my brother, you know, who's a Seahawks fan and all this stuff. And I'm like, well, I can't really use the cuddly cuddles from this company. So that's what I love about it. And it's also, you know, it's one of my good friends from the very beginning. And he's taken off, and he's soon going to be famous and everywhere. And like, he's going to be everywhere. It's going to be huge. Everywhere. Where will we be? In this room.
In this room.
With our Goldens.
With all you guys. All of you will be with us.
Alright guys, so don't forget to make sure you guys subscribe to this YouTube channel. Check out our live videos. We'll be back tomorrow for a Make It Now Monday project. We'll also be back Wednesday. And I'm thinking about Wednesday should be when I get my bright pad. And I've been getting a ton of you guys reaching out and asking, you know, the bright pad over the glow pad and doing a comparison. We will compare the two and stuff. So that will be Wednesday, right? And then we're getting close to our Cricut event.
I know.
I'm so excited. Oh, we love you too, Michelle. You're so sweet.
Thank you, Tamitha, for all the stuff you're giving everybody to see. So
yeah. And so make sure, share the video and like it. And if you are ready to order, whenever you're ready to order, make sure to use that. I'm all about discounts. So I have discounts now. Brutus Monroe. We got the discount at Cricut. We got a discount at Silhouette. So make sure to check out my site with all that information, so that way you guys can always get the best deal on the internet. And when you use these links, you are supporting us. We get a small little commission from these companies, so we appreciate that as well. So it helps compensate the time that we put into this. So we want to give another huge shout out to Christopher Allen of Brutus Monroe for sending us literally all of this stuff. It was more than gracious, and we will definitely be using it, showing it off. Did you two know Christopher before? So Jerry, yeah, so in the very... when Cricut Explore came out, Cricut Explore, they kind of brought together some people at the time called product experts, and I don't know who was chosen or what, but we kind of figured out, I saw Christopher a lot in groups and posting and stuff, so we started chatting with each other, and we hit it off, and we were friends. We started a group together. Unfortunately, I ran into, like always, gotten into a disagreement that got blown out of proportion. Definitely not my doing. I don't do that, do I?
No.
But we reconciled, and it was like we picked up after nothing. I mean, it was like we were a week later, yeah, and stuff. So I did know him and stuff. So it's great. I'm very proud. It's definitely when between the time of then and now, his business has grown substantially, and it's always changing and stuff. So I know Sean is very trained on how to answer my questions. Sean, do I overreact? Never. Sean, do I have a hard time making my mind? You are perfect.
Always perfect.
One of these days, I'm going to do the True Hollywood story of Ken and Sean. Because you guys see the Sean McCoy that is on the surface, and you're all like, oh, he's great and stuff. And then the shocking True Hollywood story will come out, and you'll be like, we never knew this. You laugh, but you know it's true. So anyways, we'll even maybe make Sean do some crafting. You never know. Sean doesn't craft. Do you?
I'm not a fan of it. It's okay.
He's fine.
And when the gel press comes in, that might be another story.
You and that gel press, you love that thing.
Because it's gross, easy, and fun. And
it's gross, easy, and
not
fun.
Gross. That's not the word I meant to say.
But you did. You said gross, easy, and fun. Oh my gosh, it's gross, easy, and fun. Did you mean messy?
It's very messy.
But it's awesome.
But it's a lot of fun. A lot of fun.
Yeah. So anyways, thank you for joining in, and we will be back tomorrow, 6 o'clock Pacific Daylight Time, 9 o'clock Eastern Daylight Time. Oh, our doggies love you. I don't even know where my doggies are at.
Probably right outside that.
No, I think they're outside still.
I just asked you if they were outside, and you said no.
They're not outside.
No,
so, all right, guys, thanks so much, and we will be back Monday. Don't forget to go support Brutus Monroe. Check out the site. If you want those mandolin dies, make sure to get them, because they are going to go quick.
Yep.
I'm already going to that site and buying them. So, bye, everyone. Thanks so much.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Sean's a builder. He is a builder.